Okay, let's get started. Now we are discuss about the Poetics by Aristotle. Chapter 22 Diction and Style Ornaments of Style. The perfection of diction is for it to be clear without being mean. The clearest indeed is that make up the ordinary or current words, but its mean as is shown by the poetry of Cleophon and Stenius. On the other hand, the diction becomes distinguished and non-prosaic by the use of unfamiliar terms, strange words, metaphor, lengthened form, and everything that deviates from the ordinary modes of speech, but a style composed wholly of such words will be either a riddle or a barbarism. A riddle, if made up of metaphor, a barbarism, if made up of a strange words, on the of the kinds of word we have enumerated, it may be observed the compounds are most in place in the dithyramb. Strange word in heroic and metaphors in iambic poetry. Heroic poetry indeed may avail itself of them all, but in iambic words, which models itself as far as possible on the spoken language, only those kinds of words are in place which are allowable also in an orations. The ordinary word, the metaphor, and the ornamental equivalent. Concerning tragedy and imitation by mean of action, this may suffice. As far as diction is concerned, it's the selection and ordinary of words and images in literary work. Aristotle observed that these words may be of six sorts. They could be those in popular uses, terms brought in from foreign dialect and languages. In English, for instance, there are number of words of Latin, Greek, French, and Italian origin, as also words brought in from Irish and Scottish dialect. Those of a metaphorical tone, ornamental terms, the terms which are freshly coined. Also, slang term belong to this tragedy. Words which are modified by lengthening, shorting, or by the simple variations, or a species of the genius which the literary and describe 10,000 in a species of large number on another species of the same genus. For example, a slashing article because invective in other species of violent assault or an analogous term. Calling everything, calling evening the old age life or evening the day's old age, because evening is today but old day is to life. Diction and style, Aristotle stipulates that the style of poet should neither be so ornate or as to become a riddle to understand, nor so ordinary that its same means are low. At the same time, the poet's language and style should be clear. If he uses current word alone, his style would be clear but not dignified. If, on the other hand, he uses strange word all the time, his style would become unintelligible. In other words, the diction of poetry does differ from the language of ordinary conversations, but not to the extent of becoming unintelligible. Metaphor. Regarding metaphor, Aristotle observed that is a gift which cannot be taught. Critics tend to ignore this statement, which is made without fanfare. It's clear that Aristotle doesn't discount poetic inspiration and natural in writing poetry. Though the poetic art involves great craftsmanship, it's also a matter of natural gift and inspiration. So, Aristotle further comments on which type of word are also suitable for which species of poetry. Aristotle makes a veiled observations which he says that the iambic verse is quite closely modeled on the rhythm of ordinary speeches. Okay, do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.